I was born in 1996 in Queens, New York, and for my 17 years I've moved around quite a bit. From New York to California, and eventually I ended up here in the town where the sun shines through the mist. During my 4 years here at Great Oak High School, I've learned a lot, met a lot of people, and I guess made new friends, but most of all, I think right now I'm ready to graduate. When you talk about scholarship, fun probably isn't the first thing that comes to mind, but I think that what's really important to remember, instead of the pieces of paper, the pieces of metal, is that curiosity is what really can drive you in that thirst for learning. So I think that scholarship should really be something of a personal tenet, and whatever works for you is the right thing in order to achieve your academic interests and I guess your studies. Another thing I've been invested in from a very young age, as you can see from the picture, is Taekwondo. This Korean martial art is something that I've loved for a very long time and also been involved in for an extremely long time. Recently I achieved my 4th dan or master's in Taekwondo, which holds a lot of responsibility, a lot of knowledge, and also a lot of joy for me because it's something that I've achieved after many years of study. So I think that in terms of scholarship in Taekwondo, I think that what's really pertinent in terms of its tenets is that you should apply both your mind and body to your goals. Not only to study and to mentally think through things, but to really go out in the world and use your know-how. Because I think that's how scholarship should truly be applied. Now to passion, I suppose. In my life, I feel like there are 2 great passions. One is ecology, and the other is the study of physics, and more specifically astrophysics. You might ask why, but to me they're the micro and macro questions of life. Micro because I think that we should focus on our environment. After all, the Earth is where we live. And secondly, in terms of my macro question, I really love the cosmology that you could study in astrophysics. The questions as to why we are here and to look up into the stars and see the night sky is just something that's been inspiring to me for, I don't know since when. Maybe you can tell me. In terms of integrity, I like to liken it to a Taekwondo studio. And why? Because I feel that a Taekwondo studio sees a lot of hard work and a lot of change over the years. So many people go in and out of its doors and in and out of its mats, and I feel that it's the same with my personality and my perspective in life. I have the mainstay of the studio, which is the mats, and the structure of the studio, which is my family. But like the mats and like the people who go through the studio, working so hard, my perspectives and my ideals change over time. But the fact remains that I'll always have my core and the hard work that I can find in the studio, and at the end of the day, it's someplace you can call home, while also seeing the things that change outside of your world. In terms of reflection, my favorite English moment was that of the IOP and IB English junior year. For that particular presentation, we analyzed Marianne, from the things they carried, as opposed to Sylvia Plath's Elm character in her poem. In terms of advice for all those people listening out there, the first is don't procrastinate, and you'll hear this from a lot of people. But why? Because procrastination doesn't really lead to a balanced life, and I think that Great Oak is something that offers you the chance to explore and try out new things. So instead of holding yourself up trying to do homework at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock at night, I believe it's best to just go out and make those relationships that will last you a lifetime.
Hey!
Speaking to involvement, my service project involved cataloging wetlands in the subarctic in Churchill, Canada. The point of the study was to catalog all the wetlands and their qualities from physical to chemical to biological so that we could see if the effect that global warming had upon the wetlands was also echoed worldwide. Teamwork in the SPEP acronym is really the letter that embodies Great Oak. Why? Because it incorporates everything from scholarship to reflection to involvement, and really it's something I think that symbolizes our wolf pack, because teamwork shows the places where you can have most fun, and in my case it was speech and debate and science olympiad and the many other clubs I was involved in, from reading club to biology club to math club. And I think that's really the value of teamwork, because it's where you can show off your skills. It's where you can show off the skills of others, and teamwork is where you can really make something happen, and that's what we're here about at Great Oak, right? Making something happen. So teamwork in the end is something that I think that we'll all carry with us, because remember, we are all proud to be a part of the pack.